Hello all, welcome back to This Old Save, Ketchup, and today on Ketchup we're going to try to get around to going, last time we did Waypoint, but Waypoint is not where this save left off. We left off 2 updates before Waypoint with the Sentinel update where we get lay laps. So we have to do Trace of Metal, and in fact that's the active mission, and there's an attack on my settlement. It's on this planet. Yeah, there we go, Trace of Metal, settlement's under attack. We gotta go take care of that. But I'm at the home base here that we were using to do Nexus missions way back in the day. Now these Nexus missions are no longer even requested. When you get asked to build a base, they're not going to ask for concrete parts. You can't build concrete parts anymore. So what we're going to do, go into build camera, and we're going to delete pretty much the whole base except the teleporter. So build camera. Let's just start hitting delete. We're going to get a lot of ferrite dust back from this. Hopefully we've got the space. Message module can go too. Now what we might do is, I think this was just a small initial base here we had attached to the settlement, or minor settlement I mean. No, actually it does not look like it was in any significant way. Let's just delete everything then. Click, 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 click. We do want to leave enough parts in this base that it's still like uploadable. So we might do that. How do we get rid of this light? Oh, there we go. We needed a lot of parts to have this base be able to activate every mission instantly, or, you know, complete, I guess, every mission instantly just upon arriving. But that mechanic is no longer really necessary. The bases they ask you to build are basically, they're similar, but they're super simple. They mostly ask you to build prefab bases these days, not using construction parts at all, but you know, a large cylindrical room or a large square room, something like that, as the base of your base. So catching up with the new normal. That's what the save is all about. So we're gonna leave the biodomes. What do we got there? A screen floating in the air? Okay. That's from the minor settlement. Because the biodomes have some stuff in them, and they'll get us our 15 parts or whatever that we need. I'm going to delete these corridors and everything up here. There we go. Okay. And I believe our base computer is inside the settlement. Yeah, that's perfect. We're even pointed in the right direction because the galactic portal is right across the valley over there. So upload is still available. Perfect. Great. That's a restore point. Now, before we move on to doing Trace of Metal, let's finish what we were doing last time with the Waypoint update. Let's go over what's been done. I've gone around to a lot of star systems, mostly pirate star systems, and purchased a whole bunch of suit slots up here, exosuit slots for technology. I think I got one extra one here for inventory, and I have not done the exosuit yet. So what we're going to do on camera here first is go through the ones that don't have an S or an X class and see which ones are important. Oh, I can't believe all of these are important. There must be duplicates of something up here. We're going to go through it because these are all blueprint ones. And then what we're going to do is briefly showcase the method for re-rolling modules, because I have gone through to a bunch of pirate stations and purchased a whole bunch of upgrade modules, including launch thruster modules that I don't think we can get from these. So we're going to have to upgrade our starship and our multi-tool. Look at our pathetic DPS with our terrible... I don't even know where my extra 2 super slots are. I've only got... Do we only get 3? No, we get 4. And I don't know where the other 2 are. Yeah, anyway. So we got upgrading to do before we go trace of meddling. But we're going to get to that. Let's start with these. Oxygen rerouter. Okay. That does not stack with those. We'll put it here out of the way. We've got neural stimulator. That does stack. Efficient water jets. That does stack. We'll put that there. Looks like the only backpack ones. This is the hazmat gauntlet. That doesn't stack with anything. These are all the blueprints for, well, remembrance, first of all. Shield lattice goes with our shields. Stacks in there. We're going to have to move that stuff around, though. Let's move it down here for now. We'll see what we can fit up there later. Radiation, aeration membrane. That stacks with this. That stacks with that. Shield lattice. There we go. Starseed. Yeah, those two stack together. But they don't stack with this, even though it's the same color border. Thermic layer. Let's get all of these in. They're going to go here-ish, I think. They might go here, actually. And our S-class ones go here. Our X-class ones are going to go here, and then probably here as well. Okay, so that's all of those taken care of. Now, do we want to worry about any of these, or are they all going to be replaced with X-class modules? It looks like the answer is they're all going to be replaced with X-class modules, except maybe these. So let's install these and see what they were. Heart, heart, heart. What values do we got on these guys here? 50 and 30, not good. 96.39. Let's put that over here for a minute. 86.34. Nope and nope. Those are the 3 best so far. Whoops, we didn't see what that guy has. 70.36 or 77.28. I don't really know what solar panel power does, so I think, especially with these two having good solar panel power to make up for this one, we're going to ditch this guy here. So we're going to just delete these, not uninstall them. We'll get some components back. We're going to move these around. And we're not going to worry about X-class modules for life support. It's just not worth the re-rolling time that I'm going to be spending. What do we got down here? More jetpack stuff. No, we're not going to do that. I am going to go sell these. In fact, while this is still powered up, uses a biofuel reactor of all things. You know, while we're here, let's get this base actually functional. Build a whole bunch of these, and I only need 2. There. Now, everything is hooked up all together, including the biofuel reactor. Okay, cool. Space stations. Yeah, it doesn't really matter where we go. We are not heading to the pirate ones. We're just going to go to a regular space station to sell our goods. And then we'll go straight from there down to the settlement. I do want somewhere right beside my starship so I can do my re-rolling. We're going to do that in the space station, but off camera after I showcase it one last time. Well, not lot. I'm going to do lots of re-rolling. Every save, we're going to have to do some re-rolls. Every Ketchup save. But first, let's go sell those gray upgrade modules. So just double check that none of these I want to keep. Yeah, these ones we definitely want to keep. Okay, that we don't need to. And that we don't need to. We got to make sure as we go through these it doesn't switch to one of the ones we want to keep. As that one moves up, for example. See, it just jumped up 2. Careful there. And it just jumped down to the bottom. So I don't know how this thing works, but get rid of that and get rid of that. We're going to keep those. Okay. Let's go make a save. And we'll go over this one more time. No, we want to be on the starship. We want this. We're going to move this somewhere accessible to us. We're going to be doing starship upgrades as well, so we need to move some space around when we do those, but we're going to start with the exosuit since that's what's mostly empty right now. Okay, so let's move that over there. So we got something that's close by. These 2 slots. Perfect. And you know what, before we go, I got a pirate battle to save a freighter and defeat a pirate freighter, and I got an S-class reward from the SV Wazak 15, and I don't know what that is, and we are looking for 250 hyperdrive range ones, and I think I got one here from the Hizmato. I ran a derelict that I have marked down as a 250, so we have to check that one. We'll do that later. And a salvage fuel unit that should be at 20%. We'll check that later, but this one I want to get rid of. So let's try it right away. What's the range on this? 209. We're going to delete it right away. That's terrible. Good. Good to know. Gets us a slot back. Let's move these to the freighter. Okay, and we're going to make a new save slot here. And we're going to do our first round of gambling, which is opening these packages we bought at the space stations. Now I have enough that it doesn't matter and I don't need to re-roll, but I did make an autosave, and if I don't like what pops up from here, I can reload and try again and get completely different ones. But with over 100, I mean, I've got 156 of these ones, 138 of the tech ones. We're going to get what we want in the quantities we need it in. We only need, technically, 3 of each of the ones we want. I bought 6 of the fuel ones just so that I can get a better looking at them, and those are probably the ones we're going to showcase. These are all the weapon ones we're opening now. And the weapons that we want to see show up, currently we're using, on the starship, we're using the positron ejector, but we're going to switch this to an infraknife, and we're probably going to go get an interceptor ship, and we're going to want these right here, photon cannons. So we want pulse spitter for our gun. Perfect. Let's move that to something we want to keep, something we want to keep. Scatterbuster we don't need, boltcaster we don't need. We're looking for infraknife. There we go, we want that. And so far that's about it. And yeah, we have more than enough of each now. We only need, 3 to 6 of each. We haven't got very many pulse spitters. Let's get some more of them. There's one. And also there's 2. Also we get some of these to make some of our money back that we spent buying these things. But as you can see, we spent 500 million units upgrading our multi-tool slots last time almost instantly with only a few slots purchased. I went around to space stations and bought hundreds of these things literally, and we spent less than 10 million or 20 million on them total. So if we get, that there's 1 million, that there is 1,500,000, we're going to get our money back from these in the long haul. All right, let's move some of these down here. We're also going to make a ton of nanites. I know I could have gone around space station to space station and just bought the ones we need, but That costs us nanites, and this costs units, which I think are a much better exchange rate for what we're going for here. Let's start opening some of these. We don't need those either. We want the ones we need to be up at the top here. So let's start opening some tech. We're looking for Exosuit upgrade ones here, specifically hazard protection, which look like this. Yeah, that's a hazard protection, but life support also looks like that, so we gotta watch out. Now the problem with the tech ones is that you get a lot of the garbage. You can analyze these to save space. Get some resources and stuff from that. And with the tech is a lot more items that you actually want. With weapons, you generally only are going to want one for your multi-tool and one for your ship, maybe two for your ship, maybe two for your multi-tool, but that's only 4 total. With Exosuit upgrades and Starship upgrades that aren't weapons, there's a lot of variety to pick from. We want hyperdrive, we want hazard protection, we want even life support if we get it. Scanner, yeah, we want all of these basically. See, here's Pulse Engine, but we haven't gotten a single launch thruster module yet. Let's open another 50 and see if we get what we're looking for. We definitely want more pulse drive and more shields for our Starship before we go. There we go, perfect. We only need the 3. Okay, so that is more than enough, but I'm going to finish opening these, selling off the stuff, and we will be right back. Oh, good, 5. There we go, 6. That's all we really need to see. Maybe I won't finish opening these. We're just going to showcase the rerolling right away after we make another quick save, and then we'll come back with everything rerolled, hopefully. Alright. Oh, 3 of these. Suspicious shields. Yeah, that's for our Exosuit. We need more of those. So yeah, maybe I will open some more. We'll see. But let's showcase how the re-rolling works. We'll make a new restore point save. We're going to find a spot with 10 in a row, so we can do 10 things at a time. There we go. Now, every time we open up, we'll have these 10 in a row to check out. And let's start with, say, said we were going to do launch thrusters. But let's do jetpacks because we're here. So we'll install 7. We're going to look at the stats of each of these. Not that great. We're looking for over 200 for jetpack tanks first of all, and then we'll see what we get. No, that's low stats for the other stuff. No, all of these are very low. So what I need to do is go reload the restore point. You know, we're not going to get to Trace of Metal today. I would love to, but yeah, Waypoint has done a number on these old saves. So, you know, reclaiming a save from Waypoint is definitely a 2-parter at the very minimum. I've already spent another hour or 2 between episodes. So yeah, we've got lots of work to do. We're just going to do part 2 of the Waypoint reclamation right now. And then we'll get into, what was the next one? Sentinel. The Sentinel update and the Outlaws update are the next 2. And both of those came before Waypoint. So we've got lots of updating to do, lots of catching up to do. All right, we've reloaded the game. As you can see, these slots are open. We did the 7 things are still right here. We have not installed them. Let's head over to our Starship. We're going to not move technology, store technology with the X button on PC. Put it here. We're going to install this with the E button. Now that's 1. We have installed 1 module. So let's uninstall it. Do it again. That's 2. You should count when you're putting it in. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And you can just leave it in there. When you get to the right number of ones you want to replace, you go back into your ship, out of your ship, and now we can do these and see completely new numbers that aren't the 7 we just saw. It'll be the next 7 in your procedurally generated seed number. So what do we get? That's better right there. We didn't see anything over exactly 200 last time, so 238, that's definitely a different module. Not the greatest though. I'm looking for better numbers on the other stuff. So another 7 modules I need to install, that thing on and do the rerolling on. So I am going to do that, and I'm going to pause the video, and we're going to see what we get, and I'm going to try to tell you how long it took and how long we left the video paused for. So be right back. Let's see what we can get for some at least multi-tool weapons, because we want to do Trace of Metal next time, right? And some shields for our exosuit. So be right back. Just one sec. Oh, hello again. We are back. Okay, timer is going again. All right. So, whoops. There we go. So, what we did, how did I reload on a space station? Anyway, we have one last jetpack to install here, and it should be a decent one. Let's put this in. Overload it. We should have a 33%, 233% with a 37% recharge rate, and a huge sprint distance boost. Initial boost power is not my favorite stat, but I couldn't get modules with the ones that I wanted. So let's just delete the old S-Class ones. As you can see, the difference here is a 31% recharge rate versus 39, 37, 40 on this one. The jetpack tanks are 227, 225, 233 compared to 200s. What's this one when it's default? Yeah, 223 for an S-Class. This is a really good S-Class, and it's light years worse than the worst X-Class that I got. So we're going to put this one with the 40% recharge rate in the middle here. We're going to put that there. We're going to just delete these S-Class ones that are garbage. And put that there for the adjacency. Actually, let's move these like that. I'm not sure that that's better or not, but we have a 75% recharge rate there, plus another 75% with these two added together for 150% recharge rate. We've got massive amounts of tanks and sprint distance. I don't know what boost power does, but we've got lots of it. The only thing that I'm wishing we had was sprint recovery time. If we do manage to use all of our ridiculous amount of sprint distance, it's going to take a while for it to build back up. The other thing that we got to do now, before we can go do Trace of Metal, is I did something really dumb. Some of those S-Class upgrades we had that I sold were valuable, very valuable. I went and bought these two again. These ones do not change in value. They're S-Class, but these are the ones that you fill up with hazard protection juice. So they're all just the default value, and we should have just reinstalled them. Whoops. So let's go back to another space station here. Yeah, sure. Let's try this one. We're looking for regular S-Class modules of heat protection and radiation protection, or maybe, I don't know. We've got 2. We need the other 2. We have heat and toxic. We need cold and radiation. What do you have for sale, sir? And if we don't have these, we'll probably just move along. We've got one more space station to check in my recent list. That's the 2 we have, isn't it? There's radiation protection though, so we're just missing cold, which is what we need for derelicts. Oh, we have radiation protection. It's toxic we need. I just said that out loud and I forgot already. So, boop, boop, boop. Looking for a gold one. There we go. Buy. We want toxic, and we want thermal, but thermal with cold symbol, not thermal with hot symbol. Got thermal with hot symbol. There we go. Let's move that there and that there, and we'll put the cold one there when we get it. The rest of the stuff we're going to ignore for now. I could upgrade the shields, I could upgrade the life support, but we don't really need to do that for our purposes of continuing on. I can do that between episodes. We've really showcased what we need to do here to finish repairing. Almost everything is done now. I even got X-Class upgrades for the Multitool. We were at 9,000 something before, we're at 11,000 now, and this is on an old experimental Multitool that doesn't have all of its upgrade modules. Inventory slots. In fact, let's take a peek. What do we have down here? I only have one Multitool expansion slot. It's very unlikely I'm going to uncover the hidden third and or fourth slot. So, unfortunately, we don't have everything we need. Let's head to that last space station on my list. I mean, it's not the last. I've got dozens and dozens of space stations I could go check, and I'll have to. But these three right here that we've been visiting, Iobara, one we were just in, the one we are currently in, and Zanawana, I don't know. Anyway, these three have freighters that we need to run the derelicts of, derelict freighters that we want the rewards from. At least 2 of them. We're going to need fuel modules, and we are going to need light gear modules from that derelict. So, cold protection. S-Class cold protection. What do you got for us? There we go. S-Class thermal protection. That is perfect. So we are finally, I just repaired all the damage I did to myself and most of the damage that Waypoint has done to this save. It is a fully functional save. We've got a fully functional starship. I've got all X-Class modules for launch thrusters. These ones are only 24%. We could get another 2% to our launch thrust costs, but we're already at, let's see, 20, 80%, 98, 96%, something like that. It's a ridiculous amount of it costs us nothing to take off and land now. We haven't done our weapons yet, so if we get into space battles, we're going to have to use this junk, but that's okay. We'll make do. I've already fought one battle and survived. I did a pirate, as I said before, we did a pirate derelict, no, not a pirate derelict, but a pirate freighter defense, destruction. So, what we're going to do, we got 2 minutes here, we're going to tackle the last thing we had to do. We wanted to get to this, and we're going to get to this. Multitool, we've got our thing installed. Let's go to the settlement and do Trace of Metal. We have an attack to deal with at Camelot on the planet Avalon. So, we're probably going to get attacked right away. That's fine. We reloaded. We reloaded on the space station. I don't know how, but we did it. There we go. That's the tool we want to be on. Where's these Sentinels? One down. There's one. Where's the rest of these guys? I hear them. Shooting fire at me. How dare you? And a Sentinel mech, too. Let's get this repair bot first. Let's reload. Do I have stun grenades? I do not. We're just going to have to shoot this guy to death. You get stuck on a building, guy. Yeah, you go around buildings. You do whatever you want. Chicken. There we go. Sentinel forces eliminated. I'm going to pick this up by hand so we get a hard frame engine like we're supposed to. And a damaged drone shell like we are supposed to. Okay, so we did actually manage to get Trace of Metal caught up, and we will pick back up here next time at my settlement to continue on with Trace of Metal, get the Sentinel update taken care of so that we can get the Outlaws update taken care of so that we can get into the new stuff, because there's even more stuff coming in 2024. But that's it for today, everybody. Until next time, have a good time.